Good morning, children. Today we will do the lesson resources. Resources are the things which we use to fulfill our needs. So we can define it just like that. The things which we use to fulfill our needs. Example: pen, paper, building, car, chair, road, train. All these are resources. Including that, forest, petrol, etc. These are resources. Many more are there, you can add according to your need, your choice. So many are there, whatever the things we are watching towards around us, these are the resources. Now each resource is having some value. For example, pen is useful. Pen is useful for writing for the students and teachers. A stethoscope is useful for the doctors to check the patient. Can give many examples like that. Now the types of resources. Before that, the types of resources, I would like to ask you, can you name some of them? You can think. Yes. When we are talking about types of resources, basically there are three types. The first one is natural. Second one is human made. And third one is human resource. Now this natural resource can be further classified. Number one, on the basis of development and use. This, on the basis of development and use, we can further divide it into two sections, that is actual and potential. Potential resource. Actual resource, whatever the resources are present and we are using them. Potential resource, which are present but recently came to be known and not in so much use, or still not used. Just like, for example, uranium found in Ladakh is still not being used, so will be used in future. Then second point, that is on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin means where, how we are finding them. on the basis of origin again can be classified into two sections, that is biotic and abiotic. Biotic means all living, means plant kingdom and animal kingdom, and abiotic non-living. Understood? Now the third one, that is on the basis of distribution. Third is basis of distribution. Basis of distribution further can be divided into two sections. First one is ubiquitous and second one is localized. Ubiquitous means the resources which are found everywhere, wherever you are going, north, south, east, west, in any country you are going, we are finding them. For example, air, sunlight. And localized, they are found in particular places. They are concentrated in some places, then they are known as the localized. For example, you can find iron only in few places. The minerals, you can you can give that minerals, iron and rocks you can find in the mountains only. So these resources are localized, which are found only in particular places. Then we will take the second one. So for this I need to clean the board. If you have written, then you can clean it so that I can tell you about the human resource, human made resource and human resource. Now human made resource. If you are asking a question while touching a resource, that who made this resource? Who made it? And the answer comes that some person has made, some people have made, then it is human made resource. For example, who made this pen? In factory some people have made it. This board, who has made it? The road, who has made it? It means that is made by humans. It means when you are defining it, you can say that some natural resources becomes useful when they are changed from their original form by adding some value, some technology for the people, by the people, to make useful. That is human made resource. For example, buildings, pen, paper, chair, etc. Right? Now third one comes that human resource. We the people are human resource. The people of a country, they are human resource. Now if the question comes, if all the people are resource, no. Only the people with some education, some knowledge, some skills, some technology, health, and when they are adding something in the economic development of the country, they are called as the human resource. Just like the teachers, doctors, engineers, laborers, carpenters, all these are the human resource. Next point comes that development and concentration of the resources. factors for development and concentration of resources. That is most important point, but you will list out only the factors. You will not write in detail because that will be studied in the next class also. So the first one is climate. The climate is also affecting the concentration of the resources. Number 2, that is another aspect which is also important, that is relief feature. And number 3, no doubt, the people, the concentration of population. These factors are affecting basically to the concentration of and development of the resources. Now we will come to the point, if these resources we can use as much as we want. No, the conservation again comes and a more important factor, that we should conserve the resources. Now what is the meaning of conservation of resources? The thoughtful use of the resources, thoughtful conservation of resources. You can write thoughtful use of resources. What is thoughtful resources? Thoughtful use means carefully. Means giving the time to a resource to regenerate. Just like water, it is taking time, it is recyclable, it is recycling, water cycle you have studied about. So, but it takes time to regenerate and then use it, not unthoughtfully use, careful use. You can say in another word that careful use of the resource, that is called as the conservation of resources. I hope so you have written that. Now after that we will come that next point comes, that is sustainable development. Sustainable development. What is the meaning of sustainable development? Development, we cannot stop without doing the development. So development, doing the development by thinking about the future generation. It means the balancing the need and use. Balancing the need and use of resources so that they may be saved for future generations. future generations. That is called as the sustainable development. Now, how can we do the conservation of resources? Ways to conserve the resources. Ways to conserve the resources. Point number 1, that respect and care. Respect and care for all type of living, all type of life, living beings. Number 2, that is minimize the depletion. Minimize the depletion. What is the meaning of depletion? Depletion means contamination. Means just like that we are draining our water of our house to the empty plot, and factories are draining their water into the rivers. That is spoiling the water, that is spoiling the soil. So we have to minimize the depletion as much as possible. Then third, stop wastage or overuse. Stop overuse. For example, if you need 1 bucket of water, use only 1 bucket of water, not too much. And then fourth is foremost, that is creating the awareness among the people about the towards conservation and protecting for the future generation, and on the basis of availability, it means awareness towards the conservation of environment and resources. Some questions are regarding that chapter. You will do topic wise and you can do it easily. What is resource conservation, and why is human resource important? What is the resource conservation and how can you conserve the resources? Distinguish between the different types of natural resources. So you can do it exercise, and if you like the video, please like it and share it, and subscribe also, so that you can get more and more this type of videos on my channel. Thank you.